And we have begun.
Alright.
One thing to immediately note is that this game uses an in-game timer. So the timers at the bottom of the game feeds take out all the loading times. So if you see a runner who may look ahead, they might not actually be because of load times. And we'll do our best to update the tracker to effectively show you who is in the lead. So this is the first chapter of the game, Mafia Town, and we gotta go get our umbrella, which is the main weapon we use. Along the way, runners are going to be getting some yarn as well as a few pawns. Yarn is used to craft hats. We'll be doing that a few times. And pawns are needed to unlock levels. Both runners just crafted the sprint hat, which is essential to going fast. The sprint hat allows you to sprint. It's very useful. And pretty soon runners will be working towards getting the brewer hat.
Yeah, the sprint hat is the main source of movement through the whole game. It allows for many glitches that we're gonna use in the run. That they are gonna use.
So both runners are going to be going for a strat known as double dupe, and this allows the players to dupe tickets, which pretty much instantly gives us access to that vault. We can get a bunch of pawns as well as a yarn. Yarn's also scattered across the levels, as you've seen in the first act of Mafia Town. You can find one in that little cage there.
Both players doing pretty well so far.
Yeah. Oh no, flarebear just bonked.
Oh
Pretty
no,
bad.
that's actually a huge time loss. Yeah,
This
level can be pretty annoying. Like in particular in this level, you can bonk like anywhere for some reason.
So this part of She Came From Outer Space is kind of luck-based. The path he walks is always the same, but the randomness is found in the pawns he drops. He can drop between 3 and 5 pawns at any given time. And there's really nothing you can do to influence it, unfortunately. But yeah, Nhan has a pretty good lead at the moment. However, it's not over yet. We still have a lot of game to play.
Yeah.
So this act is called Barrel Battle. It's technically a boss fight, but it's more like a mini boss. It also is kind of an auto-scroller too, in a way. So to speed things up a bit, I think both players are going to be using the brewing hat to deal a bit more damage to the Mafia. These two you can just defeat with melee attacks, but the other two require you to switch up your attacks, which can be done using the brewing hat. It's also used at the very end to speed up the final Mafia fight. But until then, you're just going to have to wait a while.
Yeah, this is essentially the auto-scroller part. Now we just wait here.
See if girl can handle this barrel. Do not think about avoiding barrels.
In that particular spot, there's like a little roof above their heads, so like the barrels can hit them. It's only in that spot.
Heads up, little punk.
Yeah, and that's pretty convenient. You can just sit back and relax. and taking the sights of Mafia Town.
Yeah.
So Nhan is going to be going for a strat where the Mafia guy gets thrown off early, and that saves about a second or two, it looks like. And then you can just spam the Brewing Hat as well as a melee attack to quickly end the fight. Flarebear is also working on that. Nhan got about a 416, so it looks like Flarebear is approximately 10 seconds behind. You just noticed on Flarebear's feed that a cutscene was skipped. There's an option in the game to skip all the cutscenes, but for some reason, not all cutscenes apply to it. So if you just go back to Hub, the instant it starts, that just saves you from watching it. And now here's a real boss fight. We're going to be fighting the Mafia boss, and we'll be infiltrating the Mafia base. There's a bunch of cool tech here too. That will be going more into detail as the run progresses.
It's also good to notice this is the first RNG phase in the game.
Unfortunately, this game does have a bit of luck attached to it at certain points. And there's nothing that can be done about this instance of RNG. Nothing you can do to influence it. At that beginning part, you have to be careful not to get hit by the Mafia. They're throwing like tin cans at you, and if they hit you, they'll stun you for a few seconds, and you have to climb back up.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good at aiming.
Yeah, man. So both runners are going to be going for a small skip in this level. If you jump on top of the door frame here and just jump your way across, you can skip a Mafia fight as well as a long cutscene where it introduces the Mafia boss. And it looks like both runners are getting it successfully. Very nice.
Very nice. Alright, so this is the battle, and this is where the RNG comes in.
The RNG in this fight lies in the amount of sandbags he drops, as well as the amount of times he gets angry. And again, there's nothing you can do to influence that at all.
The best RNG you can get on this fight is 2-2, meaning 2 sandbag attacks and 2 times him getting angry. And the worst RNG you can get is 4-4.
So both runners are going to be setting up for a quick kill in a few moments here. Nhan is luring the Mafia boss to the left side of the stage. And once he enters the Mafia ball phase, both runners are going to be going to the right side of the stage and charge the Brewing Hat. And if done successfully, the Mafia boss will just fall into the ground and hit a death plane. Yeah, and that's it. The fight's over.
It's like both players got it.
Yeah, very well done. So at this point, the runners have a choice. They can either do Golden Vault first or the Sewers Rift first. And it doesn't matter what order you do it in. So it's possible we might see a slight route change between the runners. Nhan is going for Golden Vault, and so is Flarebear. They're setting up for the what's known as a double dupe. If you do a precise series of jumps and take some damage on the fall, you can get a double dupe. And that uses the same technique used in She Came From Outer Space when they previously duped the ticket. Both runners got it, and that's actually a really hard trick. It's really impressive. And they also did a dupe when they got damage on the torch and jumped up towards the ticket. Looks like Flarebear is keeping up with Nhan. The gap is not increasing, it looks like. No major mistakes have been made since that one bonk. So now both runners are going to be going for the Sewer's Time Rift. And a Time Rift is a level that's similar to the ones found in Mario Sunshine, those secret worlds that you might remember. But they all have their own unique spin to it, and they're often pretty cycle-based. And there's some pretty advanced strats used as well in these levels.
Oh,
Nhan made a slight mistake there. That cost him seconds.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
And
the problem with this rift, yeah.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
The problem with this rift is that if you're not fast enough at the beginning, like Nhan just did, you're gonna lose the first cycle. That is what we call him, and they'll lose like probably around 4 or 5 seconds.
So even though it looks like both runners are relatively even, it's good to iterate again that Nhan is ahead by about 15 to 20 seconds because we're using in-game time here. So this level here has some pretty cool strats. We'll have to see if the runners are going to go for that that warping strat in this level. You have to go around Mafia Town and turn off some faucets because the whole city is just drowning in lava, and that's obviously not good. Both runners are going to be setting up for a death warp coming up pretty soon. And that's used a few times in this, because when you get put back to the spawn, it saves you some walking time. And coming up, I believe, is the last death warp.
Ooh, and having a little bit of travel there.
Oh yeah, he's losing a bit of time. So Nhan's going for a pretty hard strat here with the brewing hat. I think you have to get stuck in it, right?
Yeah, he needs to get stuck in the faucet, but he's having trouble getting it.
I'm pretty sure Flarebear just got the lead back.
Yeah.
Nhan is struggling a little bit.
Pretty clean. Nhan is gonna lose quite a bit of time over that.
Yeah. And Flarebear has officially regained the lead. So both runners are going to be going back to Barrel Battle to finish up an additional time rift. So the cycle on this time rift is actually pretty pretty important, and it can lose you some time if you mess it up. So yeah, looks like Flare is about... Oh, let's see here.
Now he's gonna talk to Cooking Cat because he needs to get another relic for a level that we're gonna unlock later on.
This route involves the use of relics to unlock a purple time rift, as Nhan was just mentioning. If you're at all familiar with the speedrun, the Big Parade was recently routed out along with a few other levels. And in exchange, you do 2 boss fights as well as a purple rift in Mafia Town.
Alright, so here comes one of the... I would say it's one of the hardest tricks to do in a run. I'm definitely one of the time killers.
Oh no!
Oh no, Nhan.
Nhan missed the timepiece there. That'll set him back a few seconds. Very unfortunate.
Oh no!
Oh
Flare.
no, Flare! Flare's going for back skip and unfortunately fell down to tree. This skip is pretty hard and it skips having to watch a 30-second. Effectively, it's an auto scroller.
Oh,
but it's very precise. Will Flare get it?
Looks
yes,
like he got
it.
Yes.
Nice. We'll have to see if Nhan will get it successfully.
Alright, so the reason he's taking damage is because he's gonna perform a death warp at the end of this level. That saves around 2 seconds, I think, if done optimally.
The death warp in this level allows you to skip going back to the spaceship, and you can just go immediately to the next act. It's very useful, but it also involves a precise setup.
I'll borrow you real quick.
Oh, that painting.
Flare missed the painting. Oh,
oh, that was.
oh
really...
no!
Oh no!
Flare almost was able to pick it back up.
That was also really scary. He was pretty close to dying. Oh, no.
No. It's really easy to miss these paintings.
Yeah.
Bro. It's very easy.
And if you hit one of the foxes like he just did, the paint is gonna bounce and you're gonna lose even more time. Nhan is actually catching up. He got back skip first try.
Nice. That'll help him out a lot for sure.
He's definitely catching up.
Yeah, for sure. Flarebear died at 15:13, so we'll need to keep that in mind when seeing how far Nhan is behind. The gap is quite short by the looks of it. So yeah, that's about a 4-second difference in in-game time, so they're effectively even.
So there was a cutscene there that when you clear the paintings, there's a cutscene of the boxes clearing the wall. But what Flare just did is essentially like playing 2 cutscenes at the same time. So he skipped one of the cutscenes and saving like I think around 4 or 5 seconds. See, that's the cutscene Nhan just got that he sadly didn't get.
Nhan's still making some really good time.
Yeah, he's actually pretty close.
Yeah, it is possible he can take the lead back pretty soon. So one thing to note is that
Oh, no,
flarebear
Flare.
fell. Oh no, that is
Oh, no.
not good.
That's a
That is-
glitch.
Oh no.
That's a glitch that happens when you dive and then you grab something with a hook shot. There's gonna be like a ceiling for some reason, and your hotkey is gonna like go down and not go up. Oh, he got the cherry SDJ.
Looks like Nhan has regained the lead here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a very, very unfortunate series of events for flarebear. It looks like the gap is about 10, 20-ish seconds. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about
Looks
that.
like it's about 20.
I said Nhan is actually 16 seconds ahead now.
So one thing to note, we're actually doing chapter 3 before we do chapter 2. And the reason we do this is because we need the hook shot for a certain level in chapter 2, and that cannot be skipped. And since we have enough time pieces, we can just go over to chapter 3. It's no problem.
Alright, so Flare is gonna do MDS as well as Nhan. And this is the only level that we use mouse and keyboard in the game, because it's a lot easier to aim than with controller, and also a lot faster.
So flarebear just went in the trap there to get the contract for Toilet of Doom, which is the first boss fight these players will be doing. Ooh, that was a sick slide by flarebear.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's really cool.
And I think he actually is ahead now.
What the...
Oh,
Do you know what flarebear's... I can check in a minute. 1847 toilet entry.
I think he's slightly ahead, if not slightly behind.
Yeah, let's see here. As soon as Nhan gets into it.
Yeah, Nhan lost quite a bit of time on that MDS. So I think it's gonna be a slight route change for both players. It doesn't matter the order that you do these levels, because you need to do them all. But Flare opted for doing Manor first, and Nhan is gonna go to do Toilet first.
Nhan's ahead by about 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So it's a really small gap between the two players. Nhan's going to be going for the first quick kill of the run, in terms of right off the bat quick kill. As soon as the toilet goes under, he's going to be going into his graphic settings and changing his environment detail. And if you do that while spamming the pause button, you can kill it instantly. You make it hit a death plane early.
Props to Doka for finding that.
So flarebear is doing Vanessa's Mansion, which is, if you know what a Hat in Time is, you would know this level's pretty scary, but there's a skip put in the game by the developers that instantly teleports you to the attic. So you skip all the scary stuff, and it's a very short timepiece. And Han's also going for Vanessa's Mansion currently. You'll notice that he entered through Toilet of Doom. You don't have to enter an act through its designated menu act. Since the level's open world, you can just go to almost any act you want, aside from boss fights and mail delivery service.
Ooh, Flare going for that mushroom swag.
Oh, that was so sick. That looks so cool. Oh no, Flare Bear was a little too late. Is Flare gonna kill the toilet normally? Oh, you can make it go under again.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, but he failed it.
Yeah.
He didn't wait it long enough, I think. Oh, he's gonna lose quite a bit of time here.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see if he can get it here.
Got it.
Alright, he got it. Where's the timepiece though?
It's right there.
On the other side, Nhan has gained quite a bit of lead now.
Yeah, the gap has widened dramatically after that. Flarebear is going to be going for a quick kill and snatcher. It's not as fast as the one we just saw in Toilet, but it does shorten the fight dramatically. If you stand in a certain spot at a certain angle, you can hit the snatcher as many times as you want. Flarebear is going to be hitting him until he sees a certain text box come up.
Nhan, the other side, is actually going for the rifts first. Like I said before, this is just preference. It doesn't matter the order that you do them.
Yeah, and the snatcher's now dead. You also get a really cute cutscene right about here.
Please have a seat.
Stay and have fun. Be nice.
I started finishing the last main chapter of chapter 3, and Nhan is actually going for the second rift, which is village.
The jump to get on top of that roof is pretty precise. And there's a couple ways you can do it. I think one, you can do a DSJ, and then the other method is what Nhan just did.
Yeah, you can also do what we call a TSJ, which is like a triple jump. Ooh, Nhan having quite a bit of trouble with that village to start. Like I said in sewers, like most rifts except one that we don't do anymore on any percent are cycle based. So you don't want to like miss anything at the start, because you're gonna end the cycle. You're gonna miss the cycle otherwise. And then hitting the bit at the end, just a little bit of safety there.
So one interesting quirk about this Snatcher fight is that the quick kill is easier when you do it at a lower resolution. So until the fight's over, there's going to be a little video glitch on Nhan's stream.
Oh man.
But he'll revert back to his original resolution afterwards.
Yeah, he will revert back specifically after the fight ends on a certain text box. And I will get right into it later when he gets into the text box.
Why it's easier at a lower resolution, I have no idea. But it just works like that.
The hitbox apparently is so much bigger in lower resolution, but we have no idea why.
I think at 768 it's alright. I mean, he got it just fine.
Yeah.
It's probably a very small, very, very small difference, if that.
Alright, he didn't do it, but you're supposed to pause and then change resolutions on that text box when that text box is starting. Because when you unpause, for some reason, the game will speed up and it will compensate for the time that you spend changing your resolution back. We have no idea what that happens to, but it saves a little bit of time.
Flarebear is going towards Chapter 2 currently. Got amazing burger RNG. And once that relic is constructed, the purple rift for Mafia Town's unlocked, which is one of the levels included with the new route. And Nhan is still in the lead in game time, by the way. Flarebear looks to have much better loads.
Yeah, Tails Kirby. It's a slight new route that was introduced like I think 1 or 2 weeks ago. Oh, Nhan actually turned into Guggenkan now. I didn't realize that.
It's only a small time loss, right?
Yeah. Alright, players starting with DBS. Ooh, missing that camera jump. Oh no!
Oh no. Dying in this level can be pretty devastating, since the cutscenes are... Or not the cutscenes, the checkpoints are a little spaced out. Oh, Flare.
Oh no, Flare.
That's
He's
another
gonna
death.
lose quite a bit of time here.
Oh, Flarebear hit the lip and couldn't climb up.
Let's see how Nhan does his DBS. Alright, Flare finally got it. Nhan actually doing pretty good so far. Oh, right as I said that, he missed. Oh no. Oh no. Both players actually failed that part. And then still ahead by like quite a few seconds.
Yeah, still having a pretty good lead.
And now both players are gonna head to Marty on the All Express. Flare is actually already doing it, but Nhan is gonna start right now.
So this level is a murder mystery level, and you have to get evidence to find out who did it. And in the speedrun, you don't get any evidence, and many parts of this level will be skipped. Flarebear is about to do a skip where Hack Kid will be able to access the second floor of the train early. And you can do that through a series of precise wall jumps. So at the end of this level, since we don't have any evidence, the only person we can convict is the conductor. And the good thing about this mission is that every answer is the right answer. So since we didn't get any evidence, that's not going to affect the runners negatively here.
Alright, both players looking pretty good on this level. We see Flare is having a little bit of trouble with the Steam overlay, I'm sorry. There are in this picture perfect level. It's not new, like very new, but it used to be different. We used to do this backwards, as if it were like the current route. This one, and the reason we do this route now is because it allows us for like skipping a little cutscene that plays at the beginning. That for some reason, if you do this level backwards in a way, it doesn't play.
So right now there's a 4-second difference between the two runners, and Han is ahead by 4 seconds.
The gap is actually pretty close.
Yeah, this is a very close race at the moment. Very intense. So this is the only moon level we do in the run. We used to do the Moon Rift and Big Parade, but those have been routed out as of about a week ago.
Thank God.
I mean, Big Parade is magical, don't get me wrong, but it is a 4-minute long auto score. Fake Finale is also out of the equation too.
Flare looking pretty good on this gallery. Oh, okay, he's a good.
Small hiccup, but still looking
Yeah.
good. Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, that didn't set. Oh,
Oh,
no!
wow.
Oh
What?
no!
Oh,
that is
no!
not
That is
That
is
is very
quite a bit of
bad.
time. That's so unfortunate for him. And having to do that backup there because he missed the Brewer hat SDJ. Alright, now the gap is a little bit further away. Ooh, Nhan actually didn't train rush first. Quite of an odd choice. The reason Flare is doing this rift before train rush is because it saves, I think, 2 or 3 seconds over having to watch a little cutscene right at the end.
I had to step out for a few minutes. Did anything change?
No, not really. Nhan
Okay.
is going for the lead still. He just lost 30 seconds for nothing because he decided to do train rush for some reason, but that's fine. He's still on the lead.
Definitely agreed, Tails Kirby.
Oh. And then having a little bit of trouble at the end of that train rush, but overall pretty good. So this is a little cutscene, that one right there, that Nhan is now having to watch because he decided to do train rush first. That only loses 3 seconds, but 3 seconds can be quite a bit. Looks like both players didn't have any trouble with the All Express Rift.
Yeah, Nhan is just finishing it up on the home stretch. Flarebear is going to be entering the first pink time rift, or purple time rift. These time rifts are different from the normal ones because they're separated in the floors. And to access the next floor, you have to get a certain amount of gold pawns. It's very cool. There's some really neat pawn routing. And they also have a pretty unique and interesting aesthetic to them.
Pretty clean entrance from Flare.
So this rift is especially cycle-based because the pawns are attached to moving Mafia here. So if you mess up a bit in the early game, you'll also get time loss in this part.
Ooh, Flare getting hit there.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose much time, but it's a slight time loss.
Player narrowly avoided a can there.
Yeah.
That was very close. Yeah, and that's it for the Purple Rift on Flare's end. And Nhan is finishing it up.
In that particular room, the aim from the Mafia guy is actually pretty good. And they shoot you pretty fast for some reason. It's actually really easy to get can.
They legit have like aim bots. They're just way too good.
So now Flare is gonna go to Cheating Raise. A quite infamous level for especially new players. I remember struggling a lot with this level when I started running this game. So you're supposed to have a hat here for this race, which is the time stop hat. But in order to get that hat, you need to get 24 yarns, I think. So we don't get it on the any percent because that's really slow. So instead we did this. There's actually two different routes that you can do in Cheating the Race. One goes backwards and one goes forward. And either you do, they're like much faster than getting the time stop hat. And Flare did it without any problems.
Flarebear successfully got Cheating the Race. And Nhan is still in the lead by a sizable margin.
Get ready. Go!
Flarebear has one more level to do before the end of the game. This is the last time rift, which is in the mailroom. This one's a bit different because it has birds on it, and those birds have some serious knockback, and they can throw you right off the stage if you get hit. Besides that, it's a normal time rift. It's a really cool one too.
Ooh, Flare going for that TSJ.
That was slick. Oh no!
Oh no! He missed that, but like...
Oh, that was a big time loss.
Yeah. That was like 20 seconds right there. That's unlucky for him. Oh, that was really close as well.
The birds can also bump each other, which is really funny.
Which is even more funny is that they can bump each other. Oh, that was so close. Alright, Flare losing around 20 to 25 seconds right there.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
And Nhan is going for it.
So now both runners will be entering the finale. This level right here is the reason why we play on 1.0. There's a big skip involved where you get out of bounds and you skip the entire thing except for the final boss fight.
Here we go!
It's very cool, and we'll be encountering that in just a few moments.
This is where, like, the last opportunity for Flare to get ahead. If for some reason Nhan fails the slides and Flare doesn't fail them, he can definitely get ahead. But from home, Nhan is playing. I don't think it's gonna happen, honestly. He's doing really well in this one.
So once Flare enters the building here, they will be going off to the side and we'll be traveling through a hole in the wall. This gets the runners out of bounds, and then after that you can wall jump up to the ceiling. And then after that you can just go right to the end and clip back in bounds. This was patched on any build past 1.0. This was like one of the first things the developers patched because it could be easily noticed by casual players. It's just a hole in the wall. There's no glitching it. It's just a hole. Big oversight. Oh no, did Flare fail it?
Oh no, did he?
Flare just typed in chat.
Yeah,
That's not
GG.
good. That's not good at all.
Oh,
no. But he got
no,
the
he
Void
won.
Warp. He got the Void Warp.
Wait.
That's not that much of a setback, actually.
Yeah,
Nhan can
it
still
doesn't
choke
lose.
this.
It doesn't lose that much time, but it loses quite a bit.
I don't know why Flare paused the timer, but if you need to refer to Flare's time, it's on the top of the game feed.
Alright, Nhan is going for actually a slightly, well, not slightly, but quite easy final slides. There's many ways of doing this stage. One is the way Nhan is doing it right now. He is dive boosting over the top of the roof. And the other way is doing what Flare is doing, which is the full slides. Nhan taking the little bit of time loss, but not risking the run.
Nhan has made it back onto the ceiling. All he has to do is clip back in bounds.
Yeah, Flare losing around 25 seconds.
Oh! He got it
Oh!
still. That was scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Excuse me.
The cutscene trigger for this cutscene goes all the way down, but that was very sketchy.
I didn't know it went all the way down, so...
Yeah, it goes a
I
little
thought he
bit
was done
down.
for.
No, no. Ooh, getting that triple kill. Alright, this is not looking good for Flare. Suddenly.
Nhan would have to mess up very significantly in order for Flare to take the lead, because at this part, if you die, you go back to the beginning of this phase.
Yeah.
You get
The
a
only
checkpoint
reason-
after the throne room.
The only way for Flare to win at this point, I think, is if Nhan dies for some reason. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's definitely unlikely, but it can happen.
Yeah,
And
of
you know
course.
anything can happen in a race.
It happened to me before, honestly, on a run, so...
There's also a bit of luck at this section. Sometimes this phase can be longer or shorter depending on how the game feels. And that's measured in the amount of cherries you have to throw at Mustache Girl to break her shield. At certain points she can regain her shield, and you can have as low as 1 cherry, and other times you may have a bit more.
That is the worst attack you can get. That's the last attack you want to get. When she goes down on the floor. That's attack that loses time the most. Oh, getting the double hit.
Flarebear has moved on to the final phase of Mustache Girl and has just got a checkpoint. All Flare needs to do now is kill Mustache Girl with infinite health. And there's still a very, very big difference between the runners. Flare's
like
not in the lead.
There's like a minute of difference. He's in the lead RTA, but in-game time...
This is a very close RTA race.
Yeah.
But in-game time, it's very far apart. And we are officially measuring who wins based on in-game time. If you guys didn't already know.
Ooh, and having a little bit of trouble in this phase. He's getting it right now.
Flarebear just finished up the fight and will be grabbing the final timepiece.
Actually,
both runners finishing at roughly the same time.
Is that a PB for him? I don't remember his PB, but I'm pretty sure it's very close.
Flarebear just quit out of the game for some reason, but Nhan is the winner.
Congratulations.
Technically, that would be a forfeit on Flare's side, I think, but Nhan still wins and advances.
Congratulations to both players, but especially to Nhan. Playing very, very well.
We'll have to see if anyone wants to come in for an interview. I'm pretty sure Flare did not grab the timepiece.
I wasn't actually looking, honestly. I was paying more attention to Nhan, I gotta be honest.
Flare quit out right before Hatkid grabbed the timepiece.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really, it doesn't matter because Nhan won anyways.
Nhan Sabian Mustache Girl.
Yeah.
She was actually pretty nice for him. I think he got a 3 cherry. That's not bad.
Hello?
Hey, Flare.
Hey, Flare.
What's up?
I'm sorry about the loss.
Yeah, really sorry about that.
I mean, if I wanted to prevent it, I could have just practiced more, but I can't be mad considering how little effort I put into this match.
Also, Nhan is joining us too. Congratulations, dude.
Thanks, I guess.
Congratulations on the win.
I gotta ask, was that a PP in a race?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure you PB'd.
My leaderboard PB is not right. It's actually 47:30, but it's still a PB, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, congratulations twice then.
Crazy run. I think I went above and below PB multiple times throughout the run.
Yeah, very well done. This was a really fun race to watch for both of you.
Yeah, it was pretty close until the very end, honestly.
Both of you had really great gameplay. Very entertaining.
Yeah, I saw Flare messed up a lot though, so I really don't feel like I should have won this.
I mean, yeah, I lost like 30 seconds and like 5 or 6 splits alone. But that's because they were levels that I didn't have any practice in. Like, I missed Toilet Quick Kill 2 times. I died in Gallery. I fell at the end of Mailroom, etc. I fell twice in Well.
Yeah, like it's nice to win, but I just feel like I really shouldn't have won this.
I don't know, this end of the bracket is kind of cursed.
Cursed bracket. Can't wait to face my next opponent. I had such a good Mafia town, and then I couldn't get the little stuck thing on the faucet. I messed it up like 10 times.
Oh yeah, you were having a little bit. Well, not a little bit. You were having quite a bit of trouble with that.
I was having a lot of trouble on it.
I think you were holding forward when trying to do the potion, because you didn't set up. You didn't set up properly, but for some reason you weren't getting it.
I honestly have no clue. I'll have to go practice that again, because I was when I practiced it I was able to get it, but just here I just missed it every time. I don't know. First try back skip though, I was happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
That
impressive.
was really good.
I think it's the first time I've done that in a very long time.
I got first try bag skip, but still lost 30 seconds in CO. I fell off the tree. I fell off the tree before even getting up there. And then I had a painting teleport back.
Oh,
Because
no.
It missed, it landed in the fire, and it missed. If you were wondering, I was talking to the foxes. I threw one of the paintings, and it landed right next to the fire. So when I dropped the painting, one of them in, and I was taking damage, I tried to use the invincibility to grab it. And then instead I talked to the fox because he was right next to it, and then during that the painting teleported all the way back.
That's unfortunate.
Anyway, anything else you two want to add about your runs?
I don't know. I think I played pretty well, you know, at least based on how I usually do. Had a little bit of mishaps. They weren't too big. Did alright. I just wish my Mafia town wasn't so bad. I would have had a really good time.
Yeah, that was actually gonna be a 46 if you didn't mess up the hidden Mafia town level.
Yeah.
But overall, you play pretty well.
Yeah,
very consistently.
Very good job, man.
Thanks.
Anyway, I might as well announce what matches we have coming up if you want to watch more Hat in Time on Speed Gaming. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have Pulsar versus me on Speed Gaming 3.
Ooh.
And then the day after, on June 15th, we have Swar versus Spyro Knight at 10 a.m. Eastern. And you can view the schedule in the chat right here. You can also view the bracket if you want to see who's going up against who. Anyways, that's all I got to say. Anything else you want to add, and who?
No. I think we had said enough.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I threw see me in losers bracket.